Hey y'all, it's been a while. Oh my God. First of all, over here, right? You know, look. I was sick as a dog. A dog, y'all. So y'all know about all this stuff that's going on. Right. Y'all know about all this nonsense that's happening, that's going on with this daggone COVID, coronavirus. What? And now they got one called Florona.
The flu and the corona together.
Are you kidding me?
They met at a club.
Wow. You know the typical. Y'all know how y'all do.
Now they dating.
Look. So this thing has really been kicking my... I was sick from Christmas up until last week. Hey, Tia. Florona, right. It's crazy, y'all. So thank you guys for tuning in. It's been... I
got my cootie shot.
She got her cootie shot. She want to make sure she don't get nothing from nobody. She can't.
What?
Back to the same old foolishness.
Right.
But look, y'all, we got a great topic to come tonight. Well, this afternoon. It's going to be really, really good. We want you guys to make sure you do. We make sure you guys, if you can, tag some people. Let them know that we are back on Coach Steve and
True Sage.
With
Life Talk.
Life Talk.
This is your podcast too. Guys,
no, I was just saying.
We want you to chime in on this, y'all. So we're talking about co-parenting. We're talking about co-parenting while dating. So a lot of y'all got baby mamas and baby daddies. Oh, let me say it politically correct. The mother of your child or the father of your child. So we are talking about co-parenting while dating. Do's, don'ts, and hell no. Okay? So please.
Wait, say that again?
No.
What are the three? Do's,
don'ts, and hell no. Okay? Which ones is acceptable? And again, if you have children outside of marriage, even if you are married, but maybe you have one before you got married, we want you to chime in because it's only the two of us. We have our opinions, but we want to hear yours. Exactly. Hell no, right? Okay, so we're gonna wait just it's
City.
One more minute.
You can't chime in on this one. You can if you know other people's experiences, but you just had a baby and you guys are living in bliss right now, so you don't know anything about this particular topic. Well, again, you may.
But he might have dated someone.
You may have dated somebody in the past, so you may know somebody.
Yep. Cashew, get your cage.
That deal. Cashew want to be on, y'all. He's a singer.
Right?
He's a talk show. Now he want to disappear. Talk show, everything. But listen, guys, we do want your opinion about this particular topic.
Yes, we do. So we're gonna start. We're gonna start, y'all. So basically,
she's better at this. She's had more relations.
What? Are you older than me?
Your house, right?
By a lot of years. A lot of them.
Wow.
A lot of them.
Easy killer.
One word. A lot of them. Look. So this topic came from Facebook. Somebody said on Facebook that you have to, basically when dating, you have to understand that I'm going to be cool with my daughter's mother because we have children together. So basically she's my family. So when dealing with this, and my look at it is, we weren't made or created to have children outside of marriage. So because we do, also many times.
Well, that wasn't the
original intention. Now we're dating and we're having children, and we're having children by people that we have no plan on being with, or even if we did and it didn't work out, now we're back in the dating pool, and we're trying to have someone be okay with the fact that we're chummy with the mother or the father of our children. And just as a disclaimer from Steve and I, we don't mean mutual understandings and being cordial. We understand you have to talk to the parents of your children, okay? Something happened in school, birthday parties, Christmas, I'll get this, you get that. We get that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about being on the phone, having personal conversations, what's an exception or an assumption that your responsibility based off this child, based off being the parent or the co-parent of this child.
Well, that's nonsensical, because if that relationship is over it should no longer, spill over into the new situation or the new relationship. Mature people know and understand boundaries, or should know and understand boundaries. You know what I'm saying? But then you have those that are not as mature that, go into that's in a situation, but still, because they are immature, they're acting immature, and don't know how to handle the new situation that they're in. Like you said, I like that you said about, intention. The intention for man was supposed to be man, one woman together, with their children. But we know that that's not the case.
Right.
So we have to learn how to deal with this newfound situation because we're no longer together. How do I deal with that? And set boundaries and make sure that the person that you dealt with before, they don't cross those boundaries.
Right. So basically, looking at it in this aspect, when you're starting to date, all your exes are no longer able to communicate, like out of respect. So if you had an ex and y'all was cool, because you slept with this person, once you get into another relationship, that's understanding that, hey, I'm in a relationship. This is a conversation between you and your ex. I'm in a relationship now, no, not trying to be funny or whatever, or not saying that we're not cool, but
we can still be cool.
I'm limiting the conversations. I'm limiting
right.
the text message. I'm limiting, us being on the phone out of respect for my new partner, right? But because there's a baby involved, it seems as though those conversations you lack to have those conversations now.
But just like you said, in order for us to move forward, and like Tia said, you gotta be mature. It's the maturity level, that I question, whether or not you are mature enough and responsible enough to still be able to have a relationship for the child.
Right.
And understand, what that consists of. And leave it at that.
Right. So we're gonna bring y'all on. I see some people want to be chimed in, so we're gonna bring y'all on halfway in for anybody that wants to talk. So here's an example of me. I was in a relationship that I actually had to end because of this issue. But they had 2 children by the same person, and this person didn't have boundaries when it came to asking for money and asking for help. Now, here's the background. They had 50-50 custody, meaning he had his daughters from Thursday to Friday, and their mom had them from Friday to Thursday. 50-50 custody. There's no child support involved, none of that, because they equally had them. He has clothes at his house for them. He has devices at his house for them, everything. And they have clothes at their mom's house, devices at their mom's house, everything. And he pays their phone bill. They're on Medicaid, okay? Because I know when we get into the logistics, it's like, well, who pays the insurance? They go to public school. They're old enough, they don't have after school.
So the system,
bus comes to get
they in the system is what she's saying.
Look, they don't have anything extra, okay? So none of the extra, no one pays anything extra, okay? These are big girls, 14 and 12, okay? So they're big girls. So the issue that we were having was that when her phone bill or her light bill was past due, or she didn't pay her car insurance or something like that, she would ask him for the money. And her response and her reaction to him is, these are your children and you should be able to help. His issue was, because he wasn't in a relationship, he never had, look, she said, nah, no. He never had a reason to just say hell no kind of situation. But then when he got into a relationship and seen that maybe this behavior that he was exhibiting was unhealthy because she relied on him too much and he couldn't be there for her like that because it's not healthy. Like, you have a whole nother situation. Like, we were trying to move together and all of this stuff. So it's like, look, I have to, this got to stop. I got to stop it. She got very angry because she felt like it was his responsibility. So these are the things that, and then I was to blame, of course. It was on me. Oh, you got this B now, and all of this crazy stuff when it was unhealthy.
But your name is Sinead.
Right.
And that was talking to B.
It was unhealthy from the beginning, but I kind of helped him realize that this is just unhealthy behavior because she's always gonna, depend on you. She's always going to ask you for money when it's not your responsibility. So exactly what happened. So these are the things that I know that I have. Exactly. So I had to cut the relationship off, but this is not the only time that this happens. You'll be on the phone, and my sister's boyfriend had an incident where his daughter's mother would call him and ask him for advice with her boyfriend, and he's doing this and stuff. It's just some stuff is just inappropriate.
Okay, all right. So let me say this because you want to read some of those.
This person said, "What about men and women that mess with married women?" What? That's
on your thing.
That's a thing, but not the topic. That's a whole nother topic.
Irresponsibility. Okay, let me say this because you were saying that they had the children 50-50. He had her 50% of the time. She had him 50% of the time. Okay, now, and they were on, let's just say, they were on assistance from the government for whatever, that's how she was able to take care of the kids. Now, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How do you feel about him and her maintaining a friendship? Do you think, outside of the kids, can they be friends? And when I say friends, I don't mean, somebody, they're chummy, they're, best friends, but they can talk and they can be sensible, to one another. How do you feel about that? Or do you think that completely has to be shut off?
No, I think that you should. I think you should be able to call and be like, "Let me tell you what Tyrone just did, because I'm about to whip his ass." Like, ha ha ha. I think that's fine.
Okay.
Like, as long as the conversations have to do with the children, I think you can have as many conversations as you want. But now, when the conversations go from the children to more casual, or at work today,
casual.
such and such and such, like, we're not talking about.
So there's a limit.
Yes.
Okay. So my next question is,
we about to charm you in.
Who that to you? Okay.
Woo, pick me. We about to charm you in.
We're gonna bring you in. Okay. So listen. My other thing is when so if we're still friends, and although, like you said, she's getting assistance, but she may fall on bad times and may need assistance one time, or how do you feel that he should be able to assist her, or is that a bad thing for him to assist her? It's not an every time thing.
But what does she need help?
Just say she needed $100 for her tire went on her car. She needed $100. She didn't have anybody else to give it to her, and they're just friends. And it's not a repeat thing. It's not an everyday thing. It's just at this particular time, this happened, and she needs something in the moment.
So then I would ask, would it be a secret? Would he tell that?
No, not at all.
Would he tell me that?
Absolutely tell you.
Okay, so then no.
Okay.
Then there's not an issue. But if he feels like he needs to keep it
if he's hiding it, then that's a problem.
Right, or she feels like she needs to
that's
keep
a problem.
it, then yes, then it would be
absolutely.
an issue. But if he's like, yo, Keisha just called me and her tire broke down. Her tire bust. She on the side of the road, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Because again, you care about this person because you have children with them. So it's not like you hate them unless you do. But if you don't hate them and she's a really good mom to your children and stuff like that, then in the time of desperate or dire need, I don't feel like you should just throw her to the wolves or vice versa. No.
Because honestly, to me, if that was the case, that says something about your character.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If, as you stated, he's not being secretive about it, he definitely let you know about the situation. And and sometimes women like that are more inclined to let him be kind, just some regular Joe on the street. Understand that he still had relationship with this girl, and of course it no longer exists. But at the same time, she's still I don't want to say that. That's gonna be too crazy. I mean, all right, let's move on. They're saying some good stuff here. No friendships after the failed relationships. Wow. Keep it about the kids at all times. Boundaries, okay?
Yes.
That's
there are kids involved. Keep it about the kids only. Exactly. Right. Because like I said, if the kids weren't involved and this was just your ex-boo, it would be completely and utterly no. Why are you on the phone with her? Blah, 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 blah. Why are you on the phone with him?
Yeah, that's
it would be the same thing. So it's just because you had a child together now, it's like a tolerance. And I don't think that tolerance is I don't think that tolerance is okay. I don't think it should just be tolerated just because we have a child now. Because at the end of the day, you were sleeping with this person, you were intimate with this person, you were intimate enough with them.
But that doesn't exist anymore. So, see, now you're sounding like insecurity. Now you're sounding like insecure.
So, but then then you're okay with your exes talking to their exes?
No, with boundaries, with a clear understanding. If I loaned her the money, you definitely know about it. You know about every conversation that we've had, or having. You would be the first person that, to have firsthand knowledge about that. But when you start making all of these, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, and this and that, it starts to sound like, you're insecure, like he's not making you secure about the relationship that you have with him. So that gets to be kind of scary too.
Yeah, so, but so now if I don't have children, but my boyfriend has children, but he doesn't want me talking to any of my exes. But then you have an exception of this one ex because y'all have kids. So if my exes is off limits, then your ex is off limits.
We're having this discussion based off of the kids. So if your ex don't have any kids,
once it gets past the kids, though, that's what I'm saying. So if you calling talking about the kids, that's one thing. But if y'all just chummy about anything, that's something different because we said no exes. So now I can't. My exes are done with. Because I have no ties to them, but this ex is not done with because you have ties to this ex.
See, so it gets
and that's what I'm saying. It just gets messy because it's like if this is a consensus that exes is off limits, then anything past the conversation about the children is too much. If exes is off limits.
All right, Tia, what you got to say? We're gonna bring you on.
Oh, you not down.
Oh, the thing? Was it here? Right here?
Tricky. No, it was telling us that somebody was saying something at the bottom, but you had it up.
Is that it? Oh, she sent it, I think.
Yeah.
Tia approved. All right. Send invite? What happened? This is a really good conversation piece. Like, like you said, if the consensus is, you can't,
we don't know if they're physically or emotionally cheating because we're not on every phone call, so we don't know.
Hey, T.
No, I'm a mess.
Why you gonna comb your hair? What you say?
Guys, wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
Okay.
I know you got a lot to say about this.
1 second. This person said it's just unfortunate, but I talk to my child's father about things other than our child. So then that's what I'm saying. If you're opening up this door, then we should all be able to talk to our exes.
But so we have to make that assessment whether or not you can actually talk to your ex and whether or not that's an issue for your new counterpart.
Because I've never been in a relationship where a man was okay with that ever. Well, shut it down completely.
So I question that. Yeah. T? Tia?
Yeah, it's a lot of feedback.
Really? It's good on our end.
And we can't mess with it because we can never hear y'all. We can hear you perfectly today.
Perfect.
So,
really?
yes.
When I talk, it's like
You got your headsets on?
No, should I put my headsets on?
I was gonna say no. Usually when people have headsets, that's an issue. But try it and see what happens. Yeah. So, but then that's how men have always been able to control the situation or control the narrative. Is to suggest to the girlfriend, look, you can't talk to any of your exes, but when they have exes that they talk to, that's not a problem.
But see,
I feel like the thing is, there's two things: maturity and conversation.
Absolutely.
So, my daughter, she's 12, and my ex and I, we were married. So when we talk, not only are we talking about, our child, we have a friendship, but it took years for us to get here.
Right.
Like, it wasn't overnight. And there was a lot of drama, like with his ex, with my exes, it really was. But then once we realized it's about our child, that's when everything changed. So there are times when I actually may call him on some personal stuff. And whenever he's in a relationship, he lets them know, like, hey, listen, I'm very close with, my daughter's mom. We have a great relationship. You can't come in and mess this up because we can't allow our child to have drama in her life. She already been through so much when we were together. So now we're learning to put her first until she's really 18. I mean, she's 12 now. So we really have to, cultivate our relationship so she'll know, even though mommy and daddy aren't together,
right,
we're still cool with each other. And the very moment that it goes off, whether he says something smart or I'll say something slick, we're both mature enough to know, listen, we're not even going to go there. And when I was in a relationship, my ex knew this is my daughter's father. And I told him everything. There was no secrets. And I think that's where the insecurity and the lying come in, is because people have secrets. And let's be clear, exes still sleep together.
It's comfortable.
That is where a lot of the insecurity and the non-trusting factor comes in.
That's exactly.
People still sleep together. But once you're really over that person and your partner knows there's nothing over
then it shouldn't be an issue.
But your partner has to get to that understanding that there's nothing there, and that doesn't happen overnight.
True.
You can't force someone 4 months into a relationship to think, when I hear you on the phone laughing and joking with your child's mother, that's it just stays as a phone call. That takes a while to understand.
Yeah. But it's up to your partner to make you. Know, babe, this is my daughter. We're talking about some crazy stuff.
Right.
But in real life, I want me and my ex to be friends to the point to where our partners are friends.
Yes.
And I agree.
And I know it's not easy. I know that's not the norm, but that's the type of relationship we have now. So when we are moving forward and we, get remarried again, that's what we want. And it doesn't happen overnight, but the maturity level in you says, you know what, I don't want drama.
That's right.
I don't want drama. But it's up to the partner to secure you to know, babe, this is my girl. You want her to come over? We can have dinner. We can have drinks.
Right.
We can go out. We can, bring the kids. But it's not your responsibility, and it's not the child's parent. It is the person that you're with. It's your partner's responsibility to secure you.
Very agree.
And I completely agree. And that's the issue. So now bring it back to the situation that I was saying. When that other person or that co-parent is not at that maturity level that the girlfriend or boyfriend is at, then here's where the issues lie. Because if we can't have this conversation, or you can't have this conversation around me with her on speaker, if we can't have this open conversation, or there's a secret
with her on speaker, exactly.
And again, it's not always the partner. It can be the mother or the father of the child that's not okay.
Right.
Or not at that level yet. So then it's what do you do until then? That's still shut up. That's still the mother of your child or the father of your child. So then what do you do?
That's honestly when the parent really has to, they have to fix it. You can talk to the co-parent and tell them, explain how you feel, but the responsibility falls on that parent, whether it's the father or the mother. They're the ones that have to put the other co-parent in check.
Right.
They have to. And honestly, for me, that's the only reason why I date people that have children, because everyone's not going to understand what I go through.
And a lot of people do the same thing.
It's literally the parent has to, contact the other co-parent and say, listen, you can't disrespect my girl or my guy. If you continuously do,
then we're going to have to change the dynamics of this relationship. Right.
Right. And that's the thing. So for a very long time, and which is almost impossible now at my age, but for a very, very long time, I did not date guys with children because I didn't have children. So it's like I'm on one end and I'm like, no, I don't have anybody that I'm tied to. Like when I cut them off, they're off. But then I have a guy, who's not completely cut off because they have children, and it's like I never want to be, because I didn't have a dad, so I don't want to be in a situation where the man is not taking care of his child. And but then you have those instances where you're taking care of your child to the 1,000th power, and now that has a lot of interaction with the mother. So it's like it's no middle ground. So it's like, so that's the issue. But again, if we're all talking and we're all chilling and we can have
but then that's great. But a lot of times you have a lot of men who are also extremely toxic, and they like the play between baby mama versus my new girl. So you got to be careful and cautious of the individual that you're dealing with as well. And to me, when a person says in the beginning, there's no talking to any ex, to me that's a red flag right there. Because if that individual is not mature, not responsible when they're saying stuff like, when they utter words like that to suggest that, to me it's a control and a manipulating factor, huh?
I said they're being sneaky.
Yes.
That I'm waiting for, like, oh, you can't talk to my ex, why?
Right. That'd be my first question. And people that automatically just they agree to those terms, then I question you.
Right. So and that's the thing. So but then somebody also put in a thing like you have to have a clear break off between certain people. So you can't want to be in a positive new relationship if you're still holding on to exes because they're your ex for a reason. It didn't work out. So you can't say, well, let me date somebody else, but I still want to keep ties with Megan, because Megan didn't work out. So if Megan didn't work out but y'all had something, then I don't believe Megan needs to move on to your future, because then you shouldn't have left her in your past. Then you don't need to be dating somebody else right now if you're still attached.
Well, what if Megan and you had a great relationship but it just ended for whatever reason? There are some situations where we're better as friends than as partners.
But then
I feel like that only works as long as there's boundaries and your current partner knows and is comfortable with you guys being friends.
Right.
That's the only way.
Right.
The only way it will work.
So,
if the moment your partner is like, nah, babe, you know what? I don't feel comfortable. Cut it off. I'm sorry.
And I agree. See, Steve over here trying to keep exes, and I'm not dealing with it, because I do have a friend. I've been friends with him for 19 years, since I was 16 years old.
So he's trying to keep exes.
No. But I'm saying that this situation, I do, like you said, every time I talk to somebody, he's the first person I bring up. Because hi, Devontae, my godson, he get Devontae. He's the first person that I bring up, and before we even get into a relationship, I tell these friends, hey, I have a best friend, blah 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 blah. I tell them the truth.
Yes.
Here's the aspects. One, we live 7 hours apart, so it ain't no sneaking off doing nothing. Two, it's just a phone, whatever we talk on the phone or whatever, and we don't see each other.
Yes.
Now, if you talking about my ex live down the road and we still cool, and sometimes we hang
and we going out for drinks and stuff, that's a whole nother situation.
We can't do that.
See, that's
and you guys never had a sexual relationship.
No, we did, but that's what I'm saying. It's been over 10 years now. So now if I'm dating people, I let them know, hey, this blah, 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 whatever. Now, if they're not okay with it, then that's the decision that I need to make.
But then you got to understand, guys function a little differently. There may be some people that we dated in the past that we're friends now, and we don't have any kind of sexual desire for them. But see, women can't accept that in your head.
See, a man told me, if you put me in a room with this female for the day and no one was there, would I sleep with her? And the answer most of the time is yes. If the opportunity presented itself and nobody would know, would I still sleep with her? So if the answer is still yes, now if you look at a person like this person I'm talking about, I can literally lay in the bed with him and lay foot to head because I am absolutely and utterly not interested in him.
Oh, he's gay.
No. No, but I'm just not interested in like.
No, wait. For you and Tia, are you guys telling me y'all think that everybody that say one of your exes dated, are you saying that they still have a desire to sleep with everybody that they've been with?
I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't know about everybody, but I'm gonna speak for myself. There's not one person that I can call right now, besides, like I said, the one that I was just mentioning, that I can call right now that if I said, hey, I want to see you, they wouldn't say when. I'm not gonna sit here and say that. Every last person that I've ever dated would see me if I asked them to. Yes.
Some guys have female friends that actually forget they slept with.
And that might be true.
Then that goes to the topic of can men and women really be friends? That's a whole.
That's a whole.
That's a whole.
There you go.
Have you back on again.
I told you. That's what I told you. I'm your vibe with.
Like most of my male friends are homosexual, so it makes it easier. And I have literally like one guy friend who is straight, but he did try to sleep with me.
This
and once I'm like, no, we're friends. Like he's alone.
So yeah, that's one guy. You said one guy. The world consists of millions of people. So that's that one situation. My objective is, I don't think everybody, some people may not be interested in you. I mean,
but I'm talking about that you've already dealt with, because we're talking about co-parenting. So we're talking about you actually slept with this person before, for whatever reason it didn't work, and now we're talking about a year later to 5 years to 10 years.
I have people that I don't want to sleep with now. I'm being honest. Huh? Easy killer.
Okay, but look, the opposite is that the same about would they feel the same way? So we're talking about would she feel that same way if the opportunity was given? Would she not sleep with you again? So we're talking about the opposite. So you're saying, because I have people that I wouldn't sleep with, but that doesn't mean if I gave them the opportunity, they wouldn't sleep with me.
Yeah, but see, that's my point. So you just said it. You know, there are people that I've been with in the past that I don't have a desire to be with.
Right, but if we're dating, then that doesn't mean that because that's your friend now. So we're saying you can still be friends and not date, but to make me feel secure, how do I know that she don't want you still?
I don't care about what she wants.
If y'all on the phone talking and friends.
But let's go back to what we were saying. The respectability. No, we're not doing all that conversation. We're not having those conversations.
Right, but
those leisure conversations we're not having.
Talking about the insecurities or men saying that. Men know, and I'm guessing, but you're saying you don't feel the same way. But most men know, as a man, left in a room alone, would he try anything on my girl? That's why it's no. We not still hanging out. We're not still talking to him. We not still, because if he had the opportunity, he would hit it. Like that's the thing. If the opportunity was presented, so that's what I'm saying. If the opportunity was presented, and I'm dating a person, and he was left alone, or a female, his ex was left alone. Say y'all went out and you got drunk, and you had no intentions. Would she be naked the next day when you wake up? Like, or would she try to push up on you? Or would she try to do anything? Not you. Because if I love you and trust you, but if she was given an opportunity, would she try to get back? Would she try to sleep with you again? I think that's where the question is and lies.
Yeah, we gotta revisit this one again, because this is a great conversation.
What they said? No better. I'm just saying. But what you say no to, Clarence? He talk about no facts. But it's I mean, like I said, I'm not saying anything about me personally, but I know personally there's not one guy that I can say I dated that we haven't even touched each other in years, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, that if I told him today, hey, let's meet up somewhere, blah blah blah, he wouldn't be like, I win. I couldn't say that.
Yeah. Haas, next time you gotta come on to the live, man. If he let a woman rape him.
I'm not talking about that far. I'm just saying, like, she wouldn't,
Haas, we gotta have you on, man, because I know this is a good conversation for you.
Yes, it is. So look, we back. We came back strong,
yes.
baby. And guess what? Steve ain't say nothing about church, y'all. Thank
not
the Lord.
Yet. I was just about to say it. Tia, we'll talk to you later. She don't went away anyway. All right.
So this was a good topic.
Great
we started back
conversation.
2022 strong.
We're gonna hit it
Look,
hard,
Ashley,
y'all.
hey, am I lying?
Nate, thank you for your comments, man. We're here looking at your comments as well. Thank all of you guys for your input. We're going to have a great topic coming up on this weekend as well. Yes. We're going to ask that you chime in.
What's the next topic?
The next topic.
The next topic was
Put me on the spot.
It was your topic.
No.
We got some good topics coming up.
Very good topics.
We missed the first week or whatever.
About
we
church
back in action. Oh, wasn't church. We back in action, y'all. So next Saturday or Sunday, we will let you know by Thursday or Friday what day we're doing it in time. So make sure you tune in, and like y'all seen, we will have guests. If y'all want to talk about it or chime in, just let us know. We'll bring you on. We usually bring you on at the halfway point, so you can put your 2 cents in, and we love it. We love all the feedback, y'all. So thank you.
Thank you.
See y'all next week.
Take care. Have
Bye.
a great day. Did it again.